Morning, Jules. Morning, morning. How you doing this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Eliza. Good morning, good morning. Where is my chat? There you are. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Irie. Good morning. Look who I brought out today. I brought out Rosie today. Good morning, Miss Nikki. Good morning. Thank you for the heart me. Thank you for the heart me. And guess what? I have Luminaire going this morning and I have Avenir going this morning. We're going to do two at one time. We're going to do two at one time this morning. I said we were going to do the Mugrugs. We'll do Mugrugs first. Good morning, David. How are you? I haven't said good morning to you in a while, and I really appreciate you hanging out with us. Really appreciate you hanging out with us. Thank you for the coffee. Thank you for the coffee. Y'all, it's going to be a good day today. It is going to be a good day today. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to do some Mugrugs, some, mouse pads. And what do I mean by mouse pads? I'm going to show y'all. So I know y'all like to make Mugrugs, right? Y'all like to make Mugrugs. So I've decided what we're going to do when we're making those Mugrugs. Good morning, Miss Cynthia. Good morning, Debbie Surprise. Good morning, good morning. I say when we're going to make Mugrugs and mouse pads. So Mugrugs, we all know what Mugrugs are. So we have fun making these Mugrugs, okay? We have fun making these Mugrugs. We add some transfers to the middle of them. You got to make them fun. Some of them we just add some fun fabric to the middle of them. You don't have to have transfers to go into the middle of them. You can have the fun, just fun fabric, okay? And then we make mouse pads, okay? Then we make mouse pads. How do we make it the mouse pads? You use the bigger pattern. You use the bigger pattern. So if you've got those bigger hoops, but you don't have to. You can just use the smaller ones and make the little Mugrugs. But good morning, Miss Renee. So you take these, but you see, I want you all to see the difference. I've got 3 different sizes here. 3 different sizes on these Mugrugs. Let me come back down to here. I want to show y'all. So if I show y'all, so you see this is the big one. This is the one I use for my mouse. You see how well that works for the mouse? And y'all, so with the track, you have the tracking on the bottom, and for doing it on the cutting table just doesn't work very well. So needless to say, I use that for my mouse pad. Works phenomenal, y'all. Works phenomenal. And you could use the smaller ones. You don't have to have a bigger one. You could use the smaller ones for the mouse pad too. Okay, so, but we have those. We have these ones here, and then we have these ones here. Are they not cool? Pretty cool, right? So what we're going to do today is we're going to be creating some. So we're going to do 2 in each hoop. So like I said, thanks for the heart me. Thanks for the heart me. Like I said, we're going to do 2 in each hoop. I have the Luminaire going, and then I have the Avenir going. I feel like what do you call it? Vanna White. I'm like Vanna White here. You can sew a couple smaller ones together. Ooh, that's a good idea, Cynthia. Good idea. See, Miss Cynthia is saying that you could sew smaller ones together and to make bigger ones. So if you just have that 4-inch hoop, good morning, Jimmy Gale. If you just have that 4-inch hoop, you could take and make like 4 of them, 3 of them. Ooh, 3 of them would be kind of cool because you could literally take these, sew them together. Ooh, look what that one's gonna do. You could actually sew them together and create a bigger one. Wouldn't that be fun? You could literally do, good morning, Nancy T. Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, Shirley. Good morning, Deb. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. How are we doing this morning? But yeah, you could literally take these, sew them together. That'd be kind of fun. We might have to do that one day. We might just have to do that one day. See what that turns out like. Good idea, Cynthia. Good idea. Good morning, Christy. How you doing this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're going to have some fun today, y'all. We're going to have some fun. We're going to make some Mugrugs. Get your coffee out. Get your coffee out because we're going to be doing awesome. Glad to hear you doing good. I'm doing good. I ended up working all day yesterday. I do not plan on doing that again. Might have sprained my ankle. Oh no, that is not good, Miss Deb. That is not good. But you got this. You'll be okay. We're sending you good vibes. Let's send Miss Deb some good vibes, y'all. Send Miss Deb some good vibes. Okay, so today, if we can get enough taps, if we can get 200K taps today, I'm going to go back to my second book. Somebody will get my second book today if we can get 200K taps. We'll do a fun game. We'll do a fun game if we can get somebody, if we can get y'all tapping out there. So I may have some. Good morning, Melinda. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Thanks for all the good vibes to Miss Chris, or to Miss Deb, y'all. Thanks to all the good vibes to Miss Deb. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get these out of the way, and we're going to get going. We got to get going. I can go over because I don't have to work today. And I should knock on wood because, like I said, I ended up working all day yesterday, but that's okay. Well, that's okay. So I told y'all the story yesterday about my grandmother. We'll go back over that story again. We'll keep going back to Grandma. Well, I didn't have the opportunity to meet my grandmother until 2001. So your light is off. What do you mean my light is off? Which light you talking about, Miss Cynthia? Which light you talking about? Let me make sure, because I was playing with the mics yesterday. I want to make sure that I'm pretty sure the mic we are using is my USB. You are darker than what is normal around you. Well, we can do this. We can turn that light on. Makes me kind of yellow, but we can turn that light on. I don't know why it's darker. It shouldn't be darker. It should not be darker. Because I have, I don't know. Because I have that light on. The only other thing I have on is the, that's too bright. That one is too bright. We'll turn that one off. We'll turn that one off. Like I said, I don't know why it's, the only other thing difference I have, hold on. The only other difference I have is this kitchen light on. I can turn the hallway light on. Let's see what that does. We can turn the hallway light on. Oh, maybe that was it. That one was it. I turned y'all completely. Let's turn that one on. We'll turn that one on. See what that does. Does that help any? I turn the other light on. How about that? Is that better? You're okay, Cynthia. You're okay. Squirrel. No. Good morning, Miss Dolly. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, well, we're gonna get going. We're gonna get going. I did hook up another camera. I do have another camera coming. I had to find my other one, but I hooked up another camera. If we come here, I did another view. I did another view for the cutting table because I know the other one is kind of zoomed in. So I grabbed this one, and that way it's not so zoomed in for you guys. Not so zoomed in for you guys. I know this one is kind of not as good quality on there, but gives you a little bit better view, on there. So anyways, so what we're going to do, so we're going to have, let's come back over to here. We're going to come back here. So what we're going to do is we have this one we're going to do. We have, let's see, we've got that one. We have this one that we're going to do. Like I said, I got out a few fun transfers that we're going to have fun with today. We've got that one we're going to do. We have the chicken. Who doesn't love a chicken, right? We got to love the chickens. Chickens are phenomenal, y'all. So we have her that we're going to do. And then we have the fun cow. We have the fun cow that we're going to do. Good morning, Nikki. How you doing? Good morning, Cherie. Good morning. So those are the ones we're going to do. First thing we got to do is we got to get our hoops going. We got to get our hoops going. So let's do that first. And I'm going to use some magnetic hoops. I'm going to use some magnetic hoops today, y'all. And I'm thinking there, we're going to come here. What is that? That doesn't make any better. That does not make any better. So trying to make it, I'm going to make y'all dizzy. Trying to make it where it's not so zoomed in. I got to fix that camera. The thing is y'all, magnetic thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this stabilizer. Is it going to go all the way across? It's going to go all the way across. I need a pair of scissors. paw scissors. The other one we're going to end up having to tape down. 9th straight working. Can't wait for the... Oh my gosh, Nikki, you need a day off. You need a day off, ma'am. So we're going to trim this out. Like I said, we're working on Mugrugs and mouse pads today. Mugrugs and mouse pads today, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take medical tape, y'all. I don't know if you've ever used some medical tape, but you could take that medical tape, kind of tape it to your hoop, or if you need to tape it in the middle, you can tape it in the middle because you can actually stitch across medical tape and it doesn't hurt anything. Come across this way. You know what? I'm not going to put that one there. We're going to see if we can get it tight. See. Sometimes these magnetic hoops can be fun. That was bad. I need some wider stabilizer, y'all. I need some wider stabilizer. Okay. Because the stabilizer I have is not really wide enough, but that's okay. We're still going to make it work. Still going to make that one work. Okay. So when you're loading your stabilizer, you try and get it. You see how tight that is? You try to get it really tight on here. So this is a magnetic hoop, like I said, that I'm using. Magnetic hoop on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load this one. Like I said, I have the luminaire going, and I have load this one here, and we're going to run the luminaire and the Avenir. I've got a couple different designs in there. That one's going to move. Okay, there we go. She's like, hey, you haven't ran me in a while. So it's like, I want to play. So now we're going to grab the other hoop. Gonna grab the other hoop here. So we're gonna grab the other magnetic hoop. This one we're gonna have to tape across the middle. We're gonna have to tape this one across the middle. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run 2 pieces of stabilizer on there, y'all. 2 pieces of stabilizer. Anybody that is joining, what we're doing today is we're learning how to do these fun Mugrugs. Learning how to do some fun Mugrugs, y'all. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take 2 pieces of stabilizer because this one is not going to fit across. So I'm going to take that piece of stabilizer, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the next one, I'm going to cut in half. That way I can use on my next tubing. And I need to move you over just a little bit. Is that better? That's better. I was like, I'm not being able to see you. Okay, so we're going to come this way, and I'm going to cut you in half. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it. Why is it so dark? What is happening here? Why are you so dark? Quit darkening. Why is it doing that? Hold on. I can't see you guys. Why is it doing that? Hold on. Let me fix this. Normal. Quit going dark. How do I undark that thing? Okay, maybe. Quit being so dark. Now I know it's dark. I'm trying to get it undark. Don't go dark. Narrow, medium, wide, unzoom, image. Why it does that? Global. That's like way dark. Oh, hey, how about that? That's better. Let's try that. Sorry about that. Hopefully it'll stay there. Hopefully it'll stay there. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come back to the cutting table. So what we're going to do is we're going to tape this across. Well, like I said, I'm going to take this piece of stabilizer first. I'm going to fold it in half like this. Fold it in half right here like this. And then I'm going to take my pair of scissors. I'm just going to drag it down the middle. Drag it down there. Then we're going to take here like this. Over a little bit. I'm going to move my coffee cup. That way you guys can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the medical tape. Like I said, I'm using medical tape. They have stuff that's called embroidery tape. You can use that too. I like to use painter's tape on mine. I can't find my painter's tape since I moved. I got to go find it somewhere. But nice thing is what you can do is you can tape that together and your sewing machine needle goes right through it. No issue. Right through. I know, Irie. I know. I got to get it out of there. He wants to drink my coffee with me. Thanks for telling me, though, because that'd been bad if I tried to drink my coffee with the fly. I'm going to go get it out of there. Like, no. No, that's my coffee. That is my coffee. Okay. So we're going to get this one tight. And let me show y'all. So when I say tight, so what you do is on the side of your hoop, you kind of pull it tight here. Pull it tight around there. And that's the nice thing about that, the no-show mesh. You can kind of pull on it and it doesn't rip. Your tearaway, be careful doing that on the tearaway, because on the tearaway, it's like, oh, well, you want me to tear away, so I'm just going to tear away. Yeah, no. Yes, serious magnets, bless mess, serious magnets. So, because they are like, I'm like, yeah, they're not coming apart. So, okay, y'all, this one's good. This one's good. So what we're going to do is we're going to load this one over on the Avenir. We'll get it going. So let's come over to the Avenir. We're going to get it going here. So we're going to load this one in here, and I need to change that foot. I need to change that foot there, y'all. So I can grab the screwdriver. So what I do is I use a screwdriver. You can use your little, they have the little brother tool that you can use also. I like to use a screwdriver, just my personal preference. But you always want to use some kind of screwdriver on there, because if you don't, it might come a little loose, because that machine shakes a little bit when it's stitching. We're going to go there. We're going to give it a little cinch, just a little bit of a cinch. Don't wrench it down. You don't want to wrench it down, because if you wrench it down, then you're never going to get it off, and that doesn't work out very well. Doesn't work out very well. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to run that placement stitch. That placement stitch is going to tell us where we're going to put that batting, okay? And because we're going to have to trim around that batting on there. Trim around that batting on there. Make sure we're okay with the frame. So we're going to say okay, and it's got pink. It's fine. So we're going to run that placement stitch. Let's go ahead, and what it's going to do is it's going to come up here. It'll run that placement stitch for that top one, and then it's going to run that placement stitch for that bottom one. I'm going to go get the fly out of my coffee right quick. I'll be right back. Okay, that's better. No fly in my coffee. No fly in my coffee. I don't want to fly in my coffee. Hold on, I'm coming, guys. I'm coming. So now what we're going to do is run that placement stitch. And on that placement stitch is what we want to do is we want to add our batting. We want to add our batting. So we're going to take this batting here, and I'm going to put both at the same time. I'm going to put both of them on there at the same time. They have this roll of batting that you can get, and it's like a kind of a low loft, really low loft, but it's for making embroidery projects. We're making those embroidery projects. So what we're going to do is we're going to trim that off. Trim that off there. And so what we're going to do is we'll get that there. And I'm just going to leave both of it together, y'all. Both of that together. And this color of thread right here doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter on the color of thread here. So it'll go ahead and run that placement stitch for the batting now. Once it runs that placement stitch for the batting, we'll actually take it off and trim around it. We're going to take it off and trim around it. That way you don't have thick edges. That way you don't have thick edges. Yeah, I don't want to drink that either, Miss Irie. I don't want to drink that either. It's like, no, I don't want the flies in my coffee. Stay out of my coffee, flies. Stay out of my coffee. Okay, I'm going to get the other one going here. That way we can kind of do two at the same time. We're going to do two at the same time here, y'all. The other one's going to do a little bit of a different type. So we're going to keep going here. So that one's going to trim that one off. Good morning, Cassie. How you doing? Did you get the batting at actually I got the batting at Mole Queen. I got the batting at Mole Queen. So Miss Barb, we are making, let me come back here. So today we're doing Mugrugs and mouse pads. We're doing Mugrugs and mouse pads. So these are double, what do you call them? Multi-purpose. So you could use them as Mugrugs, use them as mouse pads. You could actually use them as a hot pad. So many different things that you could use them for. And my thread broke over here. So we're going to come back over here and rethread that. You are very welcome, Barb. You are very welcome. Get this here. I love it when we're doing multitasking. I love to multitask. There's that. So what it'll do is going to finish that, and then it'll come down and do the bottom one too there. So I'm going to run the placement stitch on that other one for the batting on that one also. Like I said, we're running both machines at the same time. Carrie, I have the same file, but my shape came out wonky. Did you make an adjustment? I did not make an adjustment on the shape, Miss Ladina. What you might do is try and re-download that design. Sometimes it will corrupt when you download it. So you might go and try and download it, re-download it, and see if it works. That might help you. And in actuality, being we're talking about this, you see that I have two designs on the machine. Two designs on the machine at the same time. And y'all be able to see it better once I get the fabric on there. But I was talking about doing a class last weekend of the month on actually playing with your designs, actually going to the site. I shouldn't say that word. going there, grabbing the design, downloading it onto your machine, how you download it, how you manage those files, and then actually getting into your software. Okay, so getting into that software, loading the design that you just downloaded. If you want to put two designs in one, how you go in and actually rearrange the files as you're going, and to make it where you see how I'm doing both of them at the same time. Because if I just would have loaded both of them in there, it would have done the one and then it would have moved over and did the other one. So what I did is I realigned the placement of the stitching. That way it actually comes in and it actually and it stitches everything. It'll stitch that first step on both of them, and then it'll go to that second step on both of them. And then that way you're able to, you know, just do them streamlined, do them a little bit streamlined there. So, okay, so we're going to grab that and we'll come back over to the cutting table because I got both of them ready. We got this one ready and we got the other one ready. So we're going to take that off and we'll have to change, we're going to have to change the color of the thread. This one is where we're going to have to change that color of thread. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually trim around the batting. This is the only one you're going to trim around. And why are we trimming around the batting? Because on the batting, you have an issue where is if you don't, I mean, this is kind of a low loft. This is kind of a low loft batting, so it's not going to be as big of an issue. But as you move, as you get use those heavier duty, man, I can't talk this morning. As you use the heavier duty batting, it'll put bigger, what do you call it? Man, I cannot talk this morning. What's wrong with me? I need another drink coffee. It'll put bigger seams on there. It'll put bigger seams. So as you see, I kind of pick up on that piece of batting like this as I'm trimming. That way you're kind of picking up and you can get closer to it. Don't trim the seam, because if you trim that seam, then it'll come off, and you don't want it coming off. I'm trying to think of too many things at one time this morning, y'all. I think that's my problem. Trying to think of too many things at one time. And I use these curved scissors. I don't know if y'all have seen these. They're kind of curved. And that way it kind of picks up the point and it doesn't go down to the fabric. So you're just grabbing what you're almost messed up there. It's only grabbing what you're wanting to cut and not going down into the other fabric. So, and you don't want to cut your stabilizer. Be careful when you're doing this, not to cut your stabilizer, because if you cut your stabilizer off, and this is kind of why when you're doing a project like this, you really don't want to use tearaway. I like to use, you can use tearaway, but I like to use this no-show mesh because number one, it's like really, really soft and you really can't feel it in your pattern. Really can't feel it in your pattern when you cut it away. So works out okay. Works out okay. I like to do two in the one hoop. Yes, Tammy. I'll tell you what, who is interested in doing a class at the end of the month? Can't remember what date I had chosen. I have to look at my board. A class at the end of the month for doing, we're doing August 15th. We're going to do that one class. But do a class at the end of this month for doing, playing with the embroidery software. I'll show you all exactly how to go and get those designs. So we'll actually go and purchase a design. Once we purchase that design, we're going to download design. Okay. Then once we download that design, I'm going to show you how to extract them, because a lot of your designs come in a zip file. A lot of those designs come in a zip file and you're like, what do I do with this? And if you just double click it and open it, that file's not going to be correct. Okay. Because it's zipped, it's compressed. So they compress those files so they're easier to download. Okay. So what you need, you have to extract those files. So I'll show you all how to extract those files out of there. Once we get them all extracted, and when you're extracting, you have an option. You can choose where you extract those files. So you can actually do two things at one time in there. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll go back over to the Avenir here. We'll actually go, actually we need to come back here because we're gonna put those transfers on. Let me come back here. Oh no, let's do this first. we're going to grab these, but you will actually be able to, we're going to put that one there. So we need that one as the backing on that one. We're going to put that one here. So we need that one as the backing on this one. Okay, so we're going to do these two here. So I'm going to take this one here, make sure it covers that bottom. Be careful down here because we have two together. We have two together. You don't want it stitching that close there. So grab down there. Same thing in here. So make sure it's not in that stitch line. Not in the stitch line. And I'm thinking we're going to use, I'm thinking we could get away with, let's see, both of those. I'm thinking we could get away with a yellow. So we're going to change this. I'm going to change it to this variegated yellow I got. We're going to quilt these in this variegated yellow on here. But anyways, back to the class. Back to the class, y'all. So what we'll do is once we figure out how, or I show y'all how to unzip those files, how to actually organize those files into your folders, we're going to move to the software. And I've got Floriani software. Do you have to have Floriani software? No, you do not. You can have different kinds of software and I've ran quite a few different ones, so I'll be able to answer questions on quite a few different softwares. But what we'll do is we'll walk through. We'll open the design, okay? We'll look at that design. We'll say we want it a little smaller. We can take and make it smaller. We want it a little bigger. We can make it bigger. So we can play with that, okay? And say we have a big hoop like this. We want to put two designs in that hoop. We can also do that. So we'll be doing some playing with the software. So if anybody is interested, and I was going to say that one gooped up. Anybody interested, we could actually go and do that class. So I can get that all signed up. We can do it at the end of the month on a Saturday. It'll be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It'll actually be on Zoom. We're going to back up that stitch a little bit. Back up that stitch a little bit. Back up, back up. And the nice thing about Zoom, guys, is on Zoom, you have no stipulations. You have no stipulations. You can say whatever you want. Y'all can share your screen and show me what you're having issues with. So because what I'll be doing is I will actually share my computer screen. So I'm going to actually share my computer screen and you guys will actually see what I'm doing on that computer screen. So that way you'll be able to follow along with yours. You'll be able to follow along with yours and do the same thing. And we'll just go get a design. We'll find a free one. We'll find a free design. Let's do that. That way anybody can get it. And then I'll go and I'll do a purchase one too. So we'll kind of do it both ways. We'll kind of do it both ways, y'all. And I think I may need a new needle. May need a new needle here because this one is playing havoc on me. Anytime it starts doing that, load a new needle, y'all. Load yourself a new needle. So we're gonna load a new needle. I almost hit. So we're gonna grab here. I'm gonna grab that needle out of there. That's usually when I change my needle, is when it starts doing something like that. I know I've had people ask me, they're like, do you change it all the time? Because if you look at the regulations or the suggestions, they say change it every day after every project. Y'all, we'd go broke. We would literally go broke if we changed it after every one. If we changed it after every one, we'd go broke. So, and I give it a little snug. Give it a little snug. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. And the size of needle I use, 1280. 1280 on the needle, y'all. Okay, so now it's going to come down and hit that one. Come down and hit that one. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back over to the cutting table. So we are going to, these two are going to another one. But what we're going to do is I'm going to center these because these are the two that I'm going to put. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to turn my iron on. We're putting transfers on these guys. We're going to put transfers. Get a drink of coffee. Make sure there's no fly in there. Make sure there's no fly in there. Oh, yes. That. Do you want to do the peacock on this one? We can do the peacock on this one. That is fine. We can do the peacock on this one. You change your needles constantly. Well, you can. It's like I said, it's totally your preference. Totally your preference. If you want to change those needles, or I mean, everybody. Is there a right or wrong way of doing these? Nope. It's whatever makes you happy. As long as you're happy with it, that is the main thing. As long as you are happy with it, that is the same thing. Okay, so here we go, guys. So we're going to put, this is a DTF transfer, y'all. I do these on Thursdays. If you're looking for transfers and you want specialized ones, let me know, because this is what we do on Thursdays. So we're going to take that, let that iron go there. And we're going to take, and I'm going to move this. And it may be that tape that's playing havoc with us too. Might be the tape that's playing havoc with us too. Sometimes it does that. Sometimes it'll do that. Go down there like that. So like I said, we're running two at the same time. So I'm going to take that iron, and I like to push the iron on another piece before I go here. We're going to go here like this, kind of press this down, give it a little press. Make sure it's hot. I'm like, is that hot? Yeah, it's hot. Good morning, Gracie. Good morning, good morning. Can I oversleep, Grace? I want to oversleep. What class is on August 15th? Shannon, the class on August 15th is the gathering. That one is the gathering. We're going to be doing the quilt from my first book. We'll be doing that quilt from my first book. So I got to get both of those classes. I'll get both of the classes posted this week. I'll get both of those classes posted this week. Good morning, Shannon. How you doing on your vacay? How you doing on your vacay? So what we're going to do is, okay, so I've pressed this on here. Now I need to get my spray. There it is. I need to get my spray. Grab my sheet. That one's a large sheet. I'm going to give it a little spray here. And this is a magic seal, guys. This is a magic seal on here. So what I'm going to do is, what are you doing this Saturday? So this Saturday is we're going to have a big can I say SALE? So we're going to do fabric. We're going to do transfers. Nikki, my friend over here, is going to come over and help me. Her and I will be doing it as a team. Her and I will be doing it as a team. I'm being lazy, just relaxing. Tony's still working this week in California. Ah! You're out camping by yourself, ma'am? You're out camping by yourself? Okay, so we're going to do that one. Is that not cool? So we'll do this one. And then, oh, I already put the backing for the other one on there, though, guys. Well, that one's going to go on a different one. I can't put that one with that. This one is going to have to, because I already put the backing, because the backing fabric. So if y'all look over here, I've already got the backing fabric for these other two. So that one is going to go on another one I've got going over here. But you'll see both of them. You'll be able to see both of them. So we're going to come back over here. You'll be able to see both. So we're going to press this one on because we got the chicken lady. We got the chicken lady here. She's like, hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm in the RV park. He's with me. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Isn't that cute, Barb? Good morning, guys. Thanks for the share, Jill. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Anybody just joining? We are doing Mugrugs today. We're doing Mugrugs, mouse pads, having fun. Give her a little spray. Give her a little press. Like I said, I've got both machines going. I've got the Luminaire going. I've got the Avenir going. And we're going to we'll have 4 of these done here in a minute. We'll have 4 of these done here in a minute. Okay. So there is that lady. We're going to do her. And then we're going to, y'all, how could you not love these? These are fun. And these are, like I said, transfers here, y'all. If you want a specialized transfer, let me know. I do have the brunette lady coming in. I have the brunette coffee lady coming in. So we're going to have some fun with the, I think I did. I hope I did. Now I'm going to have to go look and make sure. Have to go look and make sure. Because I'm saying I did, but I don't remember now. I don't remember. Isn't it cute? Yeah, on the gingham. I thought it matched. I thought it matched with the gingham. So it'd be kind of cool. Kind of cool. Okay, so I'm going to give her a spray. Put that one on there. And this is is it Teflon sheet? I think they're called Teflon sheets. So good morning, Flutters. How you doing this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining, y'all. Thank you for joining. Okay, so we're going to back over to the sewing machine, and we're going to put these on here. So let's go back over to the Avenir, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So it's going to run, we're going to run that middle stitch. It's going to run the placement stitch. So it's going to run a placement stitch in the middle here. Okay. So, and this is where these are going to go. And like I said, I did yellow on these. I think yellow's fine. I think yellow is a placement stitch, and it's going to quilt in yellow. Because what's going to happen, it's going to run this middle stitch in the middle, and we're going to put this in the middle of this. And then it'll do the same thing down here. So it's going to get that one right there, and then it'll come down here and grab this one. In this, I think these fabrics are going to coordinate, y'all. These fabrics are going to coordinate. They're going to be kind of cool. They are going to be kind of cool. Teflon, yes. I was sitting there going, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's Teflon. I'm pretty sure it's Teflon, y'all. Okay, so now what we're going to do, so you'll notice that you have this placement stitch here. We need to trim that. Sometimes, that's funny. You guys want to laugh? I went to grab that pair of scissors. I'm like, that's not cutting anything. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Okay, so I'm going to trim that. Sometimes it doesn't trim the thread, but that's okay. Sometimes. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have to run this placement stitch again. So you want to kind of center her. You're going to look down below under here, and you see this transfer or whatever piece of fabric you're using. You kind of center it. You want to kind of center her in here and look up top. Make sure she's still within. Make sure he's still within. Are you still within there? You're still, where are we at here? Where are we at? I think you're okay. I think this is actually going to be the perfect size to go in here. The perfect size to go in here. Okay, so that one's good. We're going to come down here and do the same thing down here with Miss Chicken. Okay, let's call her Lucy. We're going to call her Lucy. Why not? Let's call her Lucy. We're going to call her Lucy. Okay, so we're going to put her, let's move her up a little bit. Move her up a little bit. Okay. Let's go ahead and drop that down. We're going to stitch these because what's going to happen is we'll stitch these down, then we'll have to take it back off here, take it back over to the cutting table, and we're going to trim around this. We will trim around this. Once we get trimmed around this, we'll put it back on the hoop, and we'll do the quilting. How cool is that? That was like a perfect one. That was like a perfect placement there, y'all. It's always fun when you get that perfect placement. Always fun when you get that perfect placement. And what it does is it does a double stitch. The double stitch helps it for when you're trimming around on that fabric. Okay? When you're trimming around on the fabric, that double placement or the double stitch makes it where it doesn't come up when you're trimming. So we're going to come back over here. Let's see how my placement was here. We'll see how my placement was here. I'm hoping. We're going to see. We're going to see. How we doing here? How we doing here? You know, I figured gingham goes with chicken, right? Gingham goes with chicken. Why not, right? And I just noticed she had red polka dots on her bandana. That would have been cool to have done red polka dots on the bandana, but oh well, that's okay. And the thread broke. Thinking it's the what do you call it? I may need to, you know what? Let's do something. Sometimes I have not cleaned her in a while. Let's do this. We're going to pop her off there. And I'm going to pop this up. Take the bobbin out. Yep, that's not good there. Where is my brush? Where, oh, where are my brush? There it is. That is. So what you need on these, is a brush, guys. So if you take just a little brush like this, and you'll see, look at that. Yuck. Yuck. And come around this way. Come around this way. Get like this. You just kind of cleaning up. And the brush has a little bit of oil on it. That brush has a little bit of oil on it, so it grabs that stuff there. Goes and grabs all that stuff there. Once you do that, throw that in the trash. I'm going to take that sewing machine oil. Take the sewing machine oil. Where'd you go? Where? There you are. So you're going to take that sewing machine oil and you're going to put a drop. Just a drop, y'all. I know they tell you not to, but I put a drop in mine. Just a drop there. Just a drop right in the middle. Because what do you think they do when they get it to the into your store? They take and they add a drop of oil. They add a drop of oil. Make sure you're good on this one. Good on this one. Okay. That's good. There's like a little latch right here kind of thing. It's like a little stopper. So you want to make sure on that stopper, when you're putting it in, that it comes right there to this. And you'll see it. That way it doesn't keep spinning. Okay. So then you're going to take this and you're going to pop it back on there. Get that brush right quick. You're going to clean in between those feed dogs. Sometimes you get gunk in between the feed dogs too. That's not going to affect this one right now, but it will affect when you're stitching the other things. So we're going to clean in the feed dogs. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to pop this back in there. And I know they tell you turn your machine off, but that's all right. It still works. It still works. I'm going to grab a new bobbin too. Grab a new bobbin. Let's grab a new bobbin. Put you in there. That one. Sometimes trying to find the end of your bobbin, you're like, where are you at? This pre-wound, I love pre-wound bobbins, but finding the end of a pre-wound bobbin sometimes is fun. Sometimes is fun, y'all. Okay, we're gonna put her back on there. There we go. Now, let's load you back up there. Let's load you back up there. Okay, load that one back up there. You know, this is the process of embroidering, guys. This is the process of embroidering. Sometimes you have to do this. Sometimes you have to do that, but that should fix our issue. That should fix our issue. Sometimes you got to do a little troubleshooting while you're stitching. Sometimes you got to do a little troubleshooting while you're stitching. Okay, so we get that one stitching. Okay, so now we'll bring it back over to the cutting table and we're going to trim around that. Back over to the cutting table and we're going to trim around that. Because I think that was perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so back over here, I'm going to show you because we have, oh, follow me. So we have two more. So this one right here is the other one that we're going to do. That's the other one we're going to do on the one that I have over here. Like I said, I have the Luminaire and the Avenir going at one time. So I'm doing 4 Mugrugs at the same time, y'all. So we're going to get this one pressed. And then we'll bring that other one back up here and trim around it. Bring that other one back up here and trim around it. So there's that one. Is that not cute? How cute is that? Cute, cute. Full screen. Hey, Tyler, how are you? Good morning, good morning. Can you tell them how to get that full screen? Can you tell them how to get that full screen, Tyler? Okay, so we're going to come back here. Come back here, y'all. And we're going to trim around here. We're going to trim around there. I'm going to grab these scissors. And you're going to do the same thing that we did on the other one, okay? You're going to hold up that piece of fabric. You're going to hold up that piece of fabric. You're going to grab those scissors. Trim it this way. Trim it that way. And then go this way. I just turned my iPad sideways for full screen. Nice job, Flutters. Nice job. So grab this one. And you see how I pick up and trim? You see how close that gets? See how close that gets to that stitch? Thanks for the heart me. Thank you for the heart me. So we're going to grab this one here. Come around this way. And then trim this one here. Okay. You see how close that is? Because what's going to happen is our next one, we're gonna actually quilt, okay? We're gonna quilt in the middle, and then we're gonna do that satin stitch around there. We're gonna do the satin stitch around here, because if you see this one, so this is kind of what we're doing here, so we're gonna go and quilt on the inside, and then this right here is called a satin stitch. See how it's really, really close? If you look at that, it's a really close stitch, and that is a satin stitch, y'all. Okay, so let's go ahead and trim. I'm gonna flip this around so y'all can see. Flip it around so y'all can see here. So this one right here, we're going to do the exact same thing. Again, pick up that piece of fabric. Just the top piece of fabric, though. You want to pick up that top piece of fabric, and we're going to trim around here like this. And these are just, I use 10-inch squares. I take 10-inch squares that I cut out of other fabric, or if I find a layer cake that I like. Sometimes you can find some good deals on layer cakes, y'all. Sometimes here on TT or YT, you have them. All kinds of stuff, y'all. All kinds of stuff. Come here. Okay, there we go. So now we have these. So now what we're going to do is we'll take these back over to the sewing machine. Back over to the sewing machine. Back here. And we'll start stitching. And I'm thinking, I don't know, you think yellow's a good color, y'all? I think yellow, I don't know. Now I'm questioning myself. I think yellow will be okay. I think the yellow will be okay, yo. We're going to quit second guessing myself. Okay, so now what it's going to do is it's going to stitch that quilting in the middle of it. It's going to stick the quilting in the middle here, and it'll stitch the quilting in the middle on the other one too. So we'll get that one going, and I'm going to come over to the other one. We're going to do the same thing on the other one. You like the yellow? Yellow? Yes, yellow is a farm color. All right, coolness. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for the follow, y'all. Thanks for the follow. This morning, we're having some fun with Mugrugs, y'all. Some fun with the Mugrugs. And as that stitches out, like I said, I have my other machine going, so I'm going to get it going here. Load that one. The doom. I need to trim some off. I'm just working on this other one over here. As y'all are watching that one, it will be a beautiful no matter what color you use. Oh, well, thanks. Thank you, Irie. I think it's going to be cool. I think it'll be cool. Let me turn, I'm wondering if I turn that light. Can y'all see it okay? I'm wondering if I should turn the light off on it. Sometimes the light puts a glare on it. Sometimes that light puts a glare on it and you can't see it very well, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Pearl. How are y'all doing? Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Anthony. Thank you for joining. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, y'all. Anybody that is joining, are you using an embroidery machine to do that? Yes, Shells, I am. So I have an Avenir, and I also have a Luminaire that we're doing the embroideries on. So we're having some fun on those embroideries. Almost thinking I could do this. Because what it's doing now, so what we've done is we've done the outside, then we've gone and we've stitched the inside, and we added that middle section to the to there. So now what it's going to do is it's going to quilt that inside. Now it's going to pop over to the other one. It'll pop over to that other one, and then it's going to quilt it. You can kind of see. Now you'll be able to see the first one that we quilted. You see the stitching on the inside? Is that not cool? That is very cool, y'all. Very, very cool. Hold on, I'm getting the other one going here. Center this one. Hold on, I got to center this here. I'll be back that way. A minute. Hold on. Hold on. This one's like, yeah, I don't want the center. Okay, there we go. So this one's getting centered too. So what it's going to do, like I said, it'll do that stitch in the middle. And as you can see, you see on this one, you see here, and you can use different kind of designs. This is a juju design, but you can see the stitching it does. So it just does like a crosshatch in the middle of those. So it'll take and you'll quilt those down. And this is where it can come into play, is using your mug rug, use it as a mouse pad. Works out anyway. Works out anyway on those. But what we're doing right now is we're stitching on the Avenir. The Avenir is going to stitch this one out. Once it gets done stitching this, it'll come around and it'll do that satin stitch on the side. And I'm sitting there looking at this. I'm like deciding. I'm like, what colors do we want as that satin stitch on the side of there, y'all? I'm almost thinking on the top one, we could do a white satin stitch. I don't know. Y'all got choices on what color of a satin stitch you want to go around the bottom, around side? And let me show you what I'm talking about when I say the satin stitch. So on this right here, you see this yellow around this outside that I did a satin stitch on there? What colors are y'all thinking for the satin stitch over here? Because we have that red and black on there. What are you thinking, guys? Give me some ideas. I'm open for ideas on what color we should do a satin stitch around the edges of it. I am completely open on there, because it, like this one right here, if you look at this one right here, you see how I did a pink and it made her pink shirt pop. So depending on what color you use on the outside of that, you're thinking orange. Okay, Becky. Teresa, orange is a good color. Okay, I'm good with orange. Let me see. Orange. Hey, y'all, I've got orange. Orange. Do you like that? Okay. All right. Let's use some orange. You guys good with orange? I think orange on both of them might be good, right? Orange on both of them might be good. Are y'all good with orange on both? Because I have that color of orange. I have that color of orange. What design are you using for the mug rug? Juju. They are Juju. Okay, we're gonna go with that one. Thanks, Teresa. All right, so we're gonna grab the orange. We're gonna get this one going. And y'all, it went and stitched all that. The dirty machine was the issue for the thread breaking. There's always an issue with the thread breaking. You just got to figure it out. You got to figure out what that issue is. Okay, so we're going to drop that foot, and it's going to start doing that satin stitch. And what it'll do is it'll kind of zigzag around. It'll kind of zigzag around. Let me grab some scissors here. It'll zigzag and do like that placement stitch. It'll do a placement stitch all the way around the design. I'm thinking you're right. I like the orange idea. Great. Nice color, nice choice on the orange, y'all. Nice choice on the orange. Very cool. Very cool. And it's going to start popping. It'll start popping once it gets done doing there. Once it gets done doing there, it'll get going. Ooh, this is turning out pretty. Wow. Wait till y'all see the other one. Wait till y'all see the other one going here. It's kind of cool. So like I said, this one is going, and I don't remember where. I think this is just a design I created on here. So It's actually a quilting design. Because I think what I did is I took that one. I got the design somewhere. But the metal patch fabric, where did you find that at? It's adorable. Which fabric? The metal, not, oh, the middle fabric. Sorry, you're good. You are absolutely good. So that came, actually, I can get that. The polka dot, you're talking about the black polka dot and the red polka dot? I was actually looking at getting some more of that. Would y'all like some polka dot fabric? Because I could actually get some more of that fabric. And anybody new to me, I do fabric on Fridays, y'all. I do fabric on Fridays. So, no, the fabric, it was a little lady. Oh, I actually, that's a transfer. That is a transfer. So I create transfers. Let's come back over here. Let's come back over here. So I do transfers on Thursday. So she is, hold on, let me go. I'm going to put y'all back over there for a minute and I'll be right back. I'll show you. That's the fun thing about transfers. You know, you sit there and think about, you know, they go on t-shirts, okay? They go on t-shirts. So, because like Rosie here, I created Rosie. So, you know, because as I was stitching, I'm like, oh, just keep stitching, just keep stitching. And somebody's like, you need to do that one because that's from the movie Finding Nemo. I'm like, I can't. There's a copyright there. So we created Rosie. This is Rosie that we created here on our live. That was Rosie we created here on the live. So, but okay, Grace, but if we come back over here to the cutting table, so I have all these designs. I have all, well, let's come back to the follow me. So what I do is I get these designs, I either create them or I get the designs and I have them printed. And then on Thursdays, y'all can get a set of these. Y'all can get, that's what Thursdays are. Monday through Wednesday, we're sewing. We're having fun with sewing, doing different projects. But this is a whole set. This is a whole set, y'all. I think I have 3 sets available of these that will be available on Thursday. So I'm hoping my other ones come in. I can't promise that they would. Right, Shells? Is that not gorgeous? They are so much fun. And who would have ever thought? So like I said, you have them on your t-shirts. And I'm sitting there going, okay, I have them on my t-shirts. We wash the t-shirts all the time. There's no issues with them. Why can't we put them on quilts? Well, guess what? We put them on quilts and it works phenomenal. It works phenomenal. Right, Shells? It's cool. It's cool. So, but there's a whole set. There's a whole set. I've got tons of transfers, y'all. So like I said, if you want to see the transfers I've got, come hang out on Thursday. Thursday is transfer day. So the way it works, Monday through Wednesday, we're doing sewing. We're having fun with sewing. This week has been fun. This week has been fun. We had fun with making, did we do this? Oh, we binded this yesterday. And if anybody wants to see how to do binding, I did pull that section out. Are you on? I am not, Shells. I am not. I took these because this right here, we created this last week. We created this AccuQuilt. We're having fun with the AccuQuilt, y'all. So it's only Tuesday. I'm sitting there thinking it's further in the week, y'all. So we created this last week. So this is from an AccuQuilt die. So you took and cut it out and we stitched this all around. So you have this. Is that not cool? So then yesterday what we did is like I was doing placemats. I was showing y'all how to do placemats. So the placemat we did yesterday, this is the placemat we did yesterday. This is an abstract placemat. Your fun abstract placemat. And if you look at the back, so double-sided, you have a double-sided placemat there, y'all. A double-sided placemat. So then I said something about binding it because we binded that one. And somebody's like, we want to bind again. So what I did is I took and binded this one. And y'all, you say we need a mitered corner. You have mitered corners, you know, and you have, y'all, I have taken and pulled that video out. I have posted that video. So if any of y'all want to see how to do easy, I promise it's easy. I promise it's easy. And if y'all have questions, let me know. Let me know. We'll have some fun with it. So we'll have some fun. Let's go check out and see how that orange thread is going. Let's go see how that orange thread's going. Oh my gosh, look at that, y'all. Look at that. Y'all are going to be able to see it. So as soon as it gets back over here, you'll be able to see it a little better when it pops over here to this one. Oh my gosh, phenomenal choice on the orange. Phenomenal choice on that orange, y'all. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous. So, oh my gosh. I got to show y'all what's going on the other one. I got to show you what's going on the other one. Let me stop it. Because I told you I have two going at one time here. Two going at one time, and we're doing square ones on the other one. Let me pull this one out. I'm going to pull this one out. Y'all, I got to show y'all what's going on the other one. Because on the other one here, because like I said, I've got the Luminaire and the Avenir going all at once. So this is what's going on the other one. But I got to show y'all. Let's go to the cutting table. I got to show y'all. Check this out. Y'all see that stitching? Look at the stitching on the chicken. Y'all see the stitching on the chicken? Is that not cool? Pretty cool. All right, I'm going to load her back in. What are you using for binding? Is it no? So my binding is the 2.5-inch strips. My binding is 2.5-inch strips on there. So what I do is I just take 2.5-inch strips, and you could use jelly roll strips. You could cut your own strips, and then I stitch it to the back. Like I said, I have the whole process. I have the whole process on a video for you guys, so you can check it out. On chicken, what design is it? So that one is, I'll have to look because I created that. So I was trying to create my own. I was trying to create my own design. So we'll have to see. Thanks for the follow, y'all. Thanks for the follow, and thanks for hanging out. So that one is my own design that I created. I'll see if I can find it. Oh, thank you, Grace. Thank you, thank you. And I'm pretty sure your machine, I think it's small enough that your machine can do it. I think it's small enough that your machine can do that one also. So it's kind of fun, kind of fun. So as we're stitching along, let's come back here. As we're stitching along, like I said, I will have to look through your videos. Yes, please do. I literally just posted the binding yesterday, so it's right at the top. I like that you think you might have about putting it up for sale. Okay, all right, Irie. You're talking about the chicken one? What are you talking about? Oh, the design? Okay. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We can do that. So as we're doing that, as I said, we're going to do a class. Let me look at my phone. Laser, you're going to knock me over one of these days. You're going to knock me over one of these days. Hold on. Let me go get him another treat. I'll get him another treat, and then we'll go. Okay, Nikki. All right. Let me come back over here. And we need to thread. We need to rethread. Rethread. Oh my gosh, look at that, y'all. Does that not look gorgeous? So what it did is it cut the thread, and then it's like, hey, get you there, thread that, pop that down. All right, now it's going to come down and do that. Check out that orange, y'all. Check out the orange. I'm going to get him a treat. Hold on. Laser. There you go, dude. He's like, oh, treat. Oh, treat. Treats are good. Treats are good, y'all. Okay, that's stitching pretty good over. That is stitching pretty good on there. You three. Okay, Flutters. I'll tell you what, maybe you know what? I'm hoping I have some downtime this week. So I'm going to come back over here. So where's my other phone? Let me find my phone. They're hidden here. They're hidden. Here's a phone. So I'm going to look at the calendar right quick. And so like I said, what I'm doing is I'm looking at doing a class the last weekend of, let me see here. So probably the 25th, actually the 25th. I think isn't the 25th when we were talking about doing it, Cass? I wish I had an embroidery machine, but I don't. Melinda, we can still do Mugrugs out of the embroidery machine. If we have time, we'll do a Mugrug out of the embroidery machine. Does that work for you? Okay, 25th. Okay, so the 25th, we are going to do the class on, I'm going to show y'all how to use your embroidery software. I will show y'all how to use that embroidery software. So I am going to get that posted. It'll be on Zoom. And what I'll do is I'll share my screen. Like I said, I will share my screen. We will go up. We will grab that design. Okay, I'll show you how to grab that design, and I'm going to show you how to be secure and safe when you're getting designs. You got to be careful, okay? You got to be careful when you're getting things on the internet, okay? I'm a director of IT by day, so I run an IT department, so needless to say, I can show y'all how to be a little bit more secure, okay? That is this month's Flutters. That is this month, because next month, I need that class. I'll be on vacation. Jules, I'll hook you up. And I'll make sure this one records. For some reason or other, last month did not record, and I feel so bad. I feel so bad. I need to do a video. Somebody, I think it's Kathleen. Kathleen needs a video on how to create that. Actually, I could go and pull the video that I did on that. Is this the software in the machine or separate software? Tammy, we'll see if we have both. We'll see if we have time. I have Floriani software that I use, but we'll see if we can have some time on both sides. But what I'm looking at doing is showing y'all how to use your software on your computer. Your software on your computer. So I will be posting that. It's going to be 8.5. 8.5 is the how many cookies it is. We're going to say cookies will be. So and the nice thing is that with it on Zoom, I'll make sure it records. You'll have the recording to go back to. And like I said, I'm going to walk through actually going and finding the designs, going and getting the design, downloading design, extracting those designs, pulling those designs into your software. If you don't have software, it's showing you how to actually take those designs and putting them over onto your embroidery machine. Once you get them loaded onto your embroidery machine, we'll see if we can figure out how to get you going and modifying the design on your embroidery machine. But this class will be actually doing the software that's actually on your actual computer. There's some free softwares out there that I'll look and see. It did not, Cynthia. It didn't record. So, but we just did the X block the other day on a live. So I think I can pull that and share that. But what we can do is, I mean, it's going to be a good class. It'll be a good class. If y'all are looking at and you have embroidery machines and you're wanting to know how to take and get designs, how to download designs, how to modify those downs, how to load those designs, how to duplicate those designs, pretty much anything you're wanting to know, we will do. And this is an interactive class, y'all. This is an interactive class. Absolutely, Melinda. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that is what we're looking at doing. So let's go check out our design. Let's see how it's going. Okay. All right, Flutters. Yeah, I'll make sure it records. I don't know why this one didn't record. All of my other ones have recorded. So all my other ones have recorded, and I'm not sure why this one has not. So, but okay, deal. Okay, so let's go back over to the embroidery machine. Let's check out and see how we're doing here. Y'all, look at the orange around the design. Look at the orange around that design. Y'all had a phenomenal choice. Phenomenal choice on that orange. And I'm thinking, because we're going to take and we're going to do a stitch on top of that orange, and I'm thinking black. Or actually, let's do, let me come look here. I'm going to look. We need, and we're not stitching, are we? We are not stitching. We are not stitching. Why didn't you stop on me? Sometimes it stops, sometimes it does not stop. Sometimes it does not stop. It got wrapped around the, pick you up. Wrapped around the bobbin threader. Come back here. Oh man, it's humid this morning. Humid this morning. Whenever it does this, you can back up that stitch. Back up that stitch. We're going to go back 100. Because that's a lot of stitches. Okay. We're going to stop there. We're going to keep stitching. Okay. That's better. That's better. Okay. Sometimes it'll do that. You just back that machine back up. And I can probably show you guys how to, we're going to main focus on your software on the machine, but we can come back and look at the ones on, on the laptop, but we can come back and look at those too. So let me come in here. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to see if I can find, I'm looking for a color. Oh, let's see. Thinking we're going to use red, guys. It's like a burgundy red. It's like a burgundy red we're going to use, because what's going to happen is it's going to come around. So this is the color we're going to use next. That is the color we're going to use next on here. So I'm thinking it'll work out okay. Thinking. Really like the orange. Really like the orange. And this is fun. And so, and what you're going to see is how we're going to actually add that backing to it. So on the backing on these, I do them a little different. I think it's called the envelope method. I think it's called the envelope method where it does that. So I like that method. That method is what I use pretty much. Thanks for the heart, me. Thank you very much. And it's warm. I'm going to have to get my fan hooked up, y'all. I got to get my fan hooked up. Sometimes like hot flashes, y'all. Anyways, so you're new to embroidery. We're going to get you going. Thank you. Thank you. It's a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. So fun. And as I said, y'all, if we can get up to, let's get tapping, y'all. If we can get tapping, this is my second book. This is my second book, and I'll give away a second book if we can get up to 200K. Let's get tapping, y'all. Let's get tapping. So I like to write, and they're fun fiction. They're just fun. I have a brother sketch. Will this work with that? Shells, yeah. So the brother sketch is a smaller one, right? Because they have smaller hoops. They have this. Is that the one that has the 4x4 hoop? Is that the one I'm talking about? Thinking about? I'm trying to remember what the brother sketch is. I'm gonna Google it. Let's Google it. Pretty sure that that's what that one is. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. Yep, that is. Okay, that's what I thought. So yeah, so you can, it doesn't matter what size of hoop you have. You can go from a 4x4 hoop all the way up to your bigger hoops. So it'll work with any of those. It'll work with any of those. So, and then the class I'm going to do will work with any of them too. And I do quilting in the hoop. I don't only have my long arm. I just now acquired my long arm again because, y'all, we were in a camper. We were in a camper to tell about a few weeks ago for the last 4.5 years. So I like it. I just wish I would have researched embroidery machines before I got one. Shells, yeah. If you want some help, and look on MP. You don't have to go new. You don't have this lovely lady back here. I just got a phenomenal deal, and I really appreciate the lady. The couple was phenomenal. They were really nice. It was nice. We sat and had a glass of tea with them. They were a really nice couple. So I'm hoping I get to go back and stitch with her. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Okay, oh, nope, it's still going. It's still going. It's got one more stitch over here. One more stitch. And like I said, let me turn y'all. I'm going to turn y'all here. So as y'all see, I have the luminaire going at the same time. So that one is going. So that one is actually getting close to being done. So, so I've had the luminaire for quite some time. That was actually originally my husband's machine, and he loves that machine. So we have that machine. We have the Avenir going. I have my serger. We're going to do a serger class. Abby is not going to be able to make it. That's why we're doing the software class this month instead of the serger class, because she's not able to make it. I can't do that serger class on my own. I love using the serger, but I'm not an expert at the serger, so I don't feel like I could give y'all a good class on the serger. Let me get a little bit better at it, then maybe we can do a serger class. So maybe. Okay, let's go back over to here. We're going to go back over here, and we're going to swap that thread out. Because what it's going to do is it's actually going to put a stitch on top. It's going to put a stitch on top of there. Let's wind that up. I'm going to grab this burgundy. Grab the burgundy. Put this here. And as you notice, I stand at a lot of my machines. My Husqvarna I sit at. Okay, so we're going to pop that down and we're going to stitch. So what it's going to do is it's going to do a stitch around that satin now. It'll go around that satin, kind of stitch it down. Kind of fun. I don't know. And the thread broke. Why are you breaking on me? You just started stitching there, dude. Come back in there. Let's try this again. I think right there is where that tape's at. Sometimes that's why I like the painter's tape, because the painter tape does not affect it. Doesn't affect it. So I'm thinking, yeah, it's pretty close. Pretty close. Okay, there it goes. Just keep stitching. Just keep stitching. These are going to be cute, y'all. These are going to be cute. Cute, cute. And I'll tell you what, after we get done with these, we'll do one out of the hoop. We should have time. We should have time. We'll do one outside of the hoop. I can go over today. Do you have an IQ edition on either embroidery machine? I do not, Tammy. I do. Do you? Aren't they going to be cute, Barb? They're going to be cute. What is the IQ edition? I'm not sure what that is, Tammy. Fill me in. Fill me in. I'd like to know what that is. I'd like to know. Doom. Doom. Oh, here's another mug rug I have. Here is another mug rug. So these are fun. These are so these are like coffee ladies. I had these coffee ladies. I printed them on fabric. I have a fabric printer too. So I printed these coffee ladies on fabric, and I thought they were the funnest thing. I have the IQ, but don't know how to really use it. Send me a message, Nikki. I'll do some research on it. Send me a message. We'll see if I can help you out. We'll see if I can help you out. I will help you out there. All we need for the serger non-paper towels for flannel, right? It's a digitation addition to the Baby Lock Meridian. I'm not sure how. Oh, got you. So the Avenir digitizes. The Avenir does digitize. So I actually, I don't know if y'all remember, I digitized one of the coffee ladies. Where are we at? Here's coffee lady. One of the coffee ladies I actually digitized and stitched her out. It took, I think it was like 2 days to get her all stitched out. Once we got her all stitched out, it was kind of cool. So it was kind of cool. Oh, hold on. We got to go back over here and fix the thread right quick. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, we're gonna get here, pop her there. And we're almost done. We've only got 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes of stitching, y'all. 2 more minutes of stitching, it'll be done. Drop you down, stitch that one down. And then, like I said, we're gonna do the envelope method. We're gonna do the envelope method on there. Okay. The one over here is done. I wish I could take y'all for a walk back in my sewing room. It's getting pretty much organized. Which is kind of cool. I'm really loving all the space that I have. All the space that I have. And once that one gets over there done stitching, I'm going to show y'all the envelope method on those. I will show y'all the envelope method on those. Oh. Are you stitching? Yeah, you're stitching. Sometimes it gathers up and it's like, nope, I'm not stitching. Nope, I'm not stitching. So y'all, we're gonna learn more. From what you already shown, I love it. Thanks, Shannon. Okay, so I'm finishing this one off right quick. looks like I need to add one more stitch to this design. Add one more stitch to this design here. All right, hold on. I'm coming back over that way. Coming back over that way. It says it's done. It's not done. It still needs to do one more stitch. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the envelope method on the back. I'm pretty sure that's what they call it, is the envelope method. Pretty sure that's what they call it. So I'm going to take two 10-inch squares. Okay, I'm taking two 10-inch squares on here. What we're going to do is I'm going to get it to pull this way. In order to get it to pull this way, I'm just going to hit the start and stop button. That way it doesn't start, but it makes it pull it this way. So I'm taking a 10-inch square, okay? You're taking a 10-inch square and you fold it in half, and then you have the fold right here. On that fold, you want that fold to go in the middle, okay? You want that fold to go in the middle right here. And you're going to take another 10-inch square, same thing. You're going to take that 10-inch square and you're going to fold it this way, and you want the fold in the middle. You're going to fold that one in the middle right there like that. And this is going to be the back of your fabric. This is going to be the back, okay? And as you see here, you've got a section here. We're going to see which way it goes. We're going to see which way that goes here. I'm going to grab that medical tape, and y'all going to see what we're going to do. So I'm going to drop that foot, and we're going to start stitching. Which way is this going to go? Which way are you going to go? Okay, so it's going to come around that way. I'm going to let it come around a little bit. And as it comes back up this way, we're going to stop it. Okay, so you see right here where it comes over that way? Well, when it comes over on the other side, it's going to come back this way at that lip. And so what will happen is if I don't, it'll actually pull that lip up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of tape. I'm just going to put it down like that. So that way when it comes across, watch this. This is the cool thing. So like I said, they have embroidery tape that you can use. I like to use painter's tape. I got to find my painter's tape. I got 2 rolls of it. I seen it the other day. I just got to go find it. See how it just stitches right over the top of that? Just stitches right over the top of that. Okay, so we're going to stop. We're going to do this one here. Pick you up. So same thing. So you're going to fold it. Wrong sides together. You're folding wrong sides together. Fold that like this. And then you're going to grab and you're going to come all the way over to the edge. And put the fold in the middle. You're going to put that fold in the middle, y'all. And then we're doing the same thing again. Wrong sides together. I love this pink polka dot. It makes me think of that one song, the yellow polka dot bikini. The yellow polka dot bikini instead of a pink polka dot bikini. Anyways, so we're going to drop that. We're going to start stitching. We know it's coming this way. We know it's coming this way. So it's going to come around this way. We're going to get that embroidery tape out, or that medical tape. Like I said, I just use a medical tape. You can get like a double thing of it for like $1. So go to Wally World, your drugstores, anywhere like that. Grab a piece of tape. And again, because you don't want it coming this way, it wouldn't work out very well for your design if it actually picked up. So you're going to put that down like that and just keep stitching. We'll just keep stitching there. We'll let it stitch all the way around here. Stitch all the way around. Here it comes. Then it's going to come down this way. There we go. Okay, so now what we'll do is we're going to take them out of the embroidery machine, and we're going to get these pressed. We will get these pressed. Let me grab this one out of here. We're going to pull this out of here. We'll take it back over to the table, and we're about done with the other one too. So I'm going to do something right quick. We're going to do something right quick. I'm actually going to, so you guys can watch over here. I'm going to put it on the follow me because I want to come over here. We're going to finish stitching this one right quick. We're going to finish stitching this one because I'm going to finish this one right quick. And I need the tape. I need the tape on that one. That way we can do all 4. Because like I said, we've got four Mugrugs. And this is a different design on this one. So I'm going to put y'all down that way. Because I'm thinking it's coming that way. If I remember correctly. If I remember correctly, we're going to take a piece of tape. Where'd my end go? Y'all, finding the end of the tape sometime. Okay, there it is. Okay. So I need 1 piece of tape here. Thank you for the heart, me. Thank you, thank you. So I got 1 piece of tape here, and then I'm going to grab another piece of tape. for that section, just little medical tape, y'all. Like I said, you can use medical tape, painter's tape. I like the painter's tape because it's not quite as sticky and it doesn't gum up the needle as quick. Okay, so we're going to start stitching. Which way are we going? Which way are we going? Okay, so we're coming down this way, so we're going to put a tape right there, y'all. We're putting the tape right there, and we'll do the same thing on this one. Same thing on this one here. Put that one there. And these ones are square. These ones are square here, y'all. So we're going to stitch around that way and see how it stitches right there. It doesn't pick up that piece of fabric. Works out just fine. Works out just fine there. And these are going to be about, I don't know, maybe an 8-inch square, I'm thinking. I can't remember exactly how big the design is. I'm thinking around 8 inches. I'm thinking is how big it is. We're going to come down here. We'll get this one all stitched up, and then we'll bring them back over here, and we're going to do both of them at the same time. And then once we get these all done, let's do one outside of the hoop. Let's do one on the sewing machine, and I'm going to show y'all how, good morning, Miss Amy. I'm going to show y'all how you actually can create a mug rug or a mouse pad without an embroidery machine, because we can do these without embroidery machines. We can totally do these without an embroidery machine. No issue at all. Coming across there. Alrighty, there is that one. So what we're going to do, and I didn't trim the batting on this one. It's okay. Okay. I'm going to take this one out of the hoop. So we now have, as you can, and you can see, we're going to come back over here to the follow me. Go back. Oh, hello. I'm like, I turned from follow me. Come back this way. Come back this way. Follow me. Okay. Y'all see the design that it's stitched out on these? This is the design it's stitched out on these. So what we're going to do now is we are going to take, oh, that's me. All right, so I'm going to take these here. And what we're going to do, so we're unhooping these. We are unhooping these. So we have these here. What we're going to do is we're going to take, I'm going to put it on the cutting board here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to trim around this with the scissors, okay? We're going to trim around this with the scissors. Just as an FYI on your embroidery hoops, be careful putting those back together, because then you can't get them apart if you don't put them back together. They have, let me show y'all. I'm going to show y'all here right quick. So on these magnetic hoops, we went down a little bit, go up a little bit. So on the magnetic hoops, you have these magnets, okay? And on the magnets, you have, it comes with this thing. When I first got one, I'm like, what do we have this for? You have that for a reason. It's because what it happens is you put it inside here like this, and then you pop your magnet back on top of here. Pop that magnet back on top of there. Then you're able to pull it out. If you don't put that, you're gonna have a hard time pulling it apart. I'm telling you. You might be like, honey, can you help me pull these apart? Because yeah, they're like stuck together. But just as an FYI, if that does happen, kind of see if you can slide it over. If you slide it over, it kind of pops out a little bit better. There. Okay, so now let's do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our handy dandy scissors here. Where did my scissors go? Probably put something on top of them. I just hide the scissors. Where you at? See, I have scissors everywhere, and I'm like, yep, somewhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the cutting table here. Back to the cutting table. You are welcome. Thanks for the follows, guys. I might use my magnetic hoop all the time. I'm older, getting harder to pull apart. Yes, Barb, just make sure that you put that center thing in there. So we're going to trim across here like this. And then you see how close I'm coming here? See how close I'm coming to there? Don't go all the way to the edge. And I'm going to turn this iron on because we're going to need the iron. You want to get as close as you can to the edge, but you don't want to cut your stitch. Do not want to cut that stitch there. So we're going to trim all the way around like this. I got a little close there. I didn't get the stitch, luckily. We're going to come across this way. And then come around this way. These are going to be cool. I'm excited. And like I said, after this, we're going to do one outside of the hoop. That way I can show y'all. Anybody that does not have an embroidery machine, you can still make mug rugs. You can totally still make mug rugs. We're going to go ahead and trim both these out. and then I'll show you what we're going to do. We're doing the popple method. We're going to do the popple method. Y'all like, what's a popple method? Come this way. We're just trimming around, y'all. That one folded over. We're going to trim that one. The pink is like, ah, don't trim me. Don't trim me. So we're going to trim that one. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to get these. And you can use these scraps if you want. We can do the like an abstract fun. Keep your scraps if you need to. Keep your scraps if you need to. So we're going to come back here. So now what we've done is we've trimmed this out. And you see this, you know, the envelope method. We're going to take that tape off. And tape comes right off. Tape comes right off of there. I'll put that there. So this was the envelope method. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, this is the popple. I don't know if any of y'all remember popples, but back in the day, I have one somewhere. She's somewhere. I'll find her. You did the popple and it popped right out. So then we're going to do the other side. You're going to take the other side, pop it up like this. Pop that one here. And then push out those corners. When you're pushing out those corners, make sure you're not using a pair of scissors, because you use a pair of scissors, you're going to end up with corners that are no longer corners. The sewing machine, the scissors will go right through it. So the scissors will end up going right through it. Okay, so let me trim this off. Trim that one off. Okay, y'all, we have a chicken one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that iron and we'll press these. But let's go ahead and turn this one. So again, you have the envelope method on the back. We're going to take that scissors there, the tape off. Tape comes right off there. And that was just like a medical tape. They have embroidery tape if you want. Why not use your roller cutter? You can your rotary mat, you can totally do that. It is totally your preference. It is totally your preference on these. You can totally do it. So it's whatever you want to do. So like I said, there is no right or wrong way of doing this. It is literally one of those, whatever works for you. Whatever, as long as it works for you, that's what you'll do. So like I said, I'm not a perfectionist when I'm quilting, so I like to quilt, but I like to have fun with it. So we're going to push this one out here. I missed it. What is it? Dolphin Duet. It is a mug rug. We are making mug rugs and mouse pads today. We're making mug rugs and mouse pads. So these two are all stitched out. Let me get this one all pressed out. Get this one. Oh my gosh, y'all. Look at her. And the orange made her pop. You're right. That orange made her pop. Nice choice. Nice choice on this. You are welcome, Teresa. You are welcome. So let's come back over here, because what we're going to do is we're going to press these, okay? Let's turn her upside down. We're going to give her a press. And remember, you want to make sure when you're using those transfers, make sure you're not pressing directly on her. Make sure you're not pressing directly on her, because you'll have a mess on the bottom of your iron. You don't want a mess on the bottom of your iron. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to use some best press. I'm going to best press this. Put some best press, and then where's my, there you are. And I'm going to use this on top of here. That way we're not pressing directly on that transfer. Just got to remember, when you're pressing, you're not pressing directly on the transfer there. Okay, there we go, guys. How cute is that? And y'all, you could use it as a mug rug. You could use it as a mouse pad. Come back over here. So you could use it as a mouse pad. Anything, multi-use here, multi-use thing. So is that not cool? So we have that one that we've done. So chicken's cool. So let's give her a press on the back side. I ordered the best press, even though I haven't done transfers yet. Awesome. You'll get there. You're going to get there, Barb. You're going to get there. Okay, so we're going to go there. And again, the best press is for the any of your quilting. That's just a low, and I love the smell of best press. Doom, doom. Okay, so there's that one. Y'all, look at her. Isn't it cool? You're going to get there. I promise. Okay, so there's that one. So let's grab the other two. So we have the other two that I finished. So we're going to grab this one here. We're going to get it out of the hoop. Take her out of the hoop. And on this one, I kind of taped the put you over there, you there. Okay, I'm going to take this out. So what we're going to do is down the middle. So we're going to come on the back side so we can see where that middle's at. So we're going to take those scissors and we're going to trim down that middle there. These ones are going to be fun. So then we're going to trim around. And these ones are square. These ones are square. These probably would work good good for mouse pads too, or your bigger bigger Mugrugs. So either way on that. Either way on that, y'all. So we're going to trim a little bit more here. And like I said, you could use a rotary cutter. You could use, tell you what, next one, let's do a rotary cutter. Do you use cutaway? So this is, yeah, so this is what do you, no-show mesh. This one is a no-show mesh. You could use a tearaway if you want, but if you have some intricate stitching on there, sometimes it'll come, sometimes it'll come out. Sometimes it'll come out. So what we're going to do, somebody was asking if you could use your other cutter. So we're going to do that. We're going to use the rotary cutter. So we're going to take here and just remember, go a little bit over there. So you're going to put it on that 1/4 inch seam right there. And we're going to cut it this way. Come that way. And then we're going to turn it, come back down this way. Put it on the 1/4 inch seam. Get that one out of there. We're going to turn it. Come here. There we go. Okay, so same thing. You pretty much did the exact same thing on that one. So we're going to flip it over here, and we had a piece of tape here. So we're going to take that piece of tape off, and it just comes right off. And then we're going to turn those corners. I'm going to, on this one, being it's square, I'm going to cut the corners like this. That way we get better corners, okay? Just make sure you don't trim your stitch. Don't trim your stitch on there. So we're going to come there, there, and then there. Okay, there we go, guys. So now, did you double your, I did not, Flutters. The only time I double my no-show is when I'm doing, and I don't double the no-show. I actually double my wash away when I'm doing freestanding lace. When you're doing a freestanding lace, you would double the, that one. So now we're going to need the iron. We're going to need the iron. I'm going to press these corners out. I don't want to show the front side yet. It's a surprise. It's a surprise. Okay, so we're pressing out those corners. Pressing those corners out. Okay, so we're going to push this down here. Grab this. Give it a little press. Okay, we're going to flip it over. Ooh, look at that, y'all. Look at that. Did not that turn out pretty? That turned out really pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And you could use your heat press on these. Actually, it might work pretty good if you used your heat press on them. Y'all, how pretty is that? Is that not pretty? Look at that. Look at the stitching. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous, gorgeous. And what a mouse pad. How cool of a mouse pad would that be? How cool of a mouse pad would that be, y'all? So, okay. So let's go ahead and do the other one. So we're going to take this one and we're going to trim those seams on this one. Trim that seam. Or not the seam, the corners. Why am I saying seam? Sorry about that. Corners. Trim those corners. And then we're going to flip them. Sending you a pic, Carrie. I'd like to make it a trend. Okay. Send it over, Miss Cynthia. Send it over. Oh, we got to take a piece of tape off. Almost forgot about the piece of tape. Tape off the tape. Oh, this is the chickie. This is the little chickie, guys. Okay, I'm gonna take this one, pop out that corner, take this one, pop out that corner here. Okay. So then we're gonna give it a press on the back side. I said I left the batting in on this one, and you can see you have fatter corners. See how I have fatter seams on this one? That's what happens when you leave the batting in. You end up with a fatter seam, but it's okay. It is completely okay. We're gonna put this down, grab that iron, give it a press. Then we'll turn it over to the other side. Flip it over. Look at that! How cute is that? How cute is that? That is cute. Cute, cute, cute. We're gonna go here. Give her a press. Okay, what do y'all think? What do y'all think there? That one is cool, right? That one is cool. Okay, so let's come back over here to here. Come back here. So we've done 4 fun Mugrugs. 4 fun Mugrugs. So we have that one. We have this one. And like I said, they're multi-purpose. Multi-purpose, y'all. So you can use them as Mugrugs. You can use them as mouse pads. You can actually use them as pot holders. Whatever you want. Pretty much whatever you want. But they're fun. They're fun. This one right here is a juju design. This one's a juju. So that one's kind of fun. But y'all sit there and say, okay, I don't have an embroidery machine. Can we do it without the embroidery machine? Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's have some fun. Y'all ready to have some fun? Right? It is a good gift idea. Love it. And cannot wait to learn how to do it. Yes, Melinda. Yes. Okay. So let's do this. Let's create one not in the hoop. Let's do one outside of the hoop. Let's do one outside of the hoop. That way, any of y'all that do not have the opportunity to have one inside of there, you can still do it. You can totally still do it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab, we need another transfer. Let's go get another transfer. Y'all want a theme? Do we want to do another copy lady? How about, absolutely, Barb. Absolutely. Do you want to do another copy lady, or what do we want to do here? My husband's getting more coffee. I'm going to get more coffee. Let me go grab one. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Is coffee all gone? Thank you. Thank you. Now it is. Now it is. Okay. That one. Okay. So let's see how. Let's see. We're going to have some fun. This one's for Nikki. I'm going to make it for Nikki. She's going to understand why here in a minute. As soon as I find it. Where are you at? Where are you at? I got to find it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it here. Watch, I probably grabbed the one that I already pulled it out of. Hold on. Be right back. Actually, you know what? We'll do the ladybug one. We're going to do the ladybug one. So Nikki and I created these. We had a lot of fun creating these transfers. So we're going to have fun with the ant on the ladybug. We're going to have fun with the lady. Is it too late for you to make something else? What are you thinking, Barb? What are you thinking? Miss Irie says, good morning, Derek. Okay. So what we're going to do is, what do you want to make, Miss Barb? Are you talking about for transfers? So we're going to go to the cutting table. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this transfer on here first. And I think that fabric is upside down. Fabric is upside down. So thinking. We're going to put, oh, Barb, I don't work today. I am off. I'm supposed to be off this week. So we're going to have some fun. So where is that you messaging me, Cynthia? Okay, so we're going to come here. We're going to put this one here. Oh, got you. Yeah, no, I'm off this week, so we're going to have a little fun. We're going to do one outside of the hoop because guess what? I can. So we're going to do the ant on the ladybug. I don't know. I've had so much fun with these. So much fun with these guys. Creating transfers is a lot of fun, y'all. If you have a theme or something that you're wanting, let me know. We can create it. Between Nikki and I, we've been able to create all kinds of different transfers, y'all. And they're a lot of fun. Right? And the blue is going to make it pop. The blue, but I'm thinking, y'all, I'm thinking for that stitch around the edge, we're going to use red. I'm thinking the stitch around the edge, we're going to use red. Make sure you put that Teflon sheet on there, y'all. Do not iron directly onto the transfer because it's the same thing as a transfer on your shirt. Same thing as the transfer on your shirt there, y'all. Okay, we're going to come there. Okay, so what we're going to do is, how big do we want this? We're going to have to cut this down a little bit. We're going to have to cut this down a little bit. Let me grab my transfers here. We've got them riding all kinds of things. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. So let me get a ruler here. We need a smaller square. We're going to go, yeah, let's go with that size. Let's go with that size. That one's got, does that have grippers on the back? It has grippers on the back. It has a grippers on the back. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take my rotary mat here. I was looking for the bass one, Irie. How'd you know? How did you know? So we're going to put him there. So I'm going to take that one. And I'm going to take this one. Ooh, you know what? Let's put red on the back. Let's put a red on the back. Oh, I've already got two there. It's okay. Because what we need to do is I need a square. Hold on. Because I need to cut him out. Like I said, we can do this without a thinking. See what happens is when you move, and I got all my stuff out of storage. I found that works. I found all my rulers. So found all my rulers. Get that off the back. Get that off the back. Come on. Okay. So now what I need to do is I'm going to turn you that way. So we're going to put him and center him there. Where'd my rotary cutter go? There you are. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut. I only have one right there, right? So we're going to cut around him. You guys are like, wait a minute, what are you doing? Well, we got to put him in the center here. We're going to center him here. Pretty much going to do what we just did. We missed a piece right there. Okay, there's that one. Okay, so there's my little centerpiece. And this is a 4-inch square, y'all. 4-inch square. Okay, so I'm going to take him, and then I'm going to take this piece of fabric, and we're going to go smaller. We're going to go a little bit smaller, so we're going to go this size here. I guess we can go corner to corner. That'd probably be smarter, but that way we have strips. We can have strips for later on. We're going to go here because that will go right in the middle of there. I'm almost thinking maybe we need red. I don't know, but no, because we're going to use, I want to use that one. You'll see why in a minute. So we're going to do, and I'm going to need a backing because we're going to put batting in the middle of this. Batting. Where are we at here? Batting. Oh, there's batting behind me. Batting behind me. Okay, so I'm going to take piece, and this is what I use because I use extra batting on my quilts. I go over the size of the actual quilt backing. That way you have enough, but I take that scrap batting and I use it for this. I love Mugrugs. I love Mugrugs, so what we can do is, well, we're going to cut both these at the same time. We'll cut both of these at the same time here. Let's do this. I'm going to put that there. So now I'm going to take this here. Turn that there. Turn that there. Turn that there. Yeah, we're going over a little bit today, y'all. We are going over a little bit. Okay, so now what we've done is we're going to take, that is going to go on the back. That is going to be your back. Kind of line it up there. Line it up there. And then we're going to take and put this one on front. And I'm going to do something a little different, y'all. We're going to take and we're going to cut one more piece of batting. We're going to cut one more piece of batting. I think this one might be big enough. I think this one might be big enough. We're going to go double batting on the middle one. We're going to go double batting on that middle one. And I've lost, there you are. Like, where did my square go? So we're going to take this and we're going to cut another piece. We're going to cut another piece of this batting here. And you don't have to have a pattern. We're making this up as we go, y'all. We're making this up as we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have a backing piece, okay? And that's just for stitching purposes. That is just for stitching purposes, okay? Then I'm going to take this piece of batting. I'm going to put it right here in the middle, and I'm going to put it behind there. You guys are like, ooh, why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? To give it a little bit more characteristic. A little bit more characteristic there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the sewing machine. We're going to switch out those foots. We're going to take the embroidery foot off of there, and then we're going to put on the stitching foot, and we're going to have some fun. I'm going to show y'all how we can actually stitch in the middle, because if we look at this one, we're pretty much going to do the same stitch. You see how we've got this stitch here? We're going to do the same thing on this one. So let's go have some fun, y'all. Let's go have some fun over here. We're going to come over this way. Come over this way. And we want to use, I'm almost thinking like a light green. Oh, I got a perfect color here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to swap that foot out. Swap out that foot. So I'm going to grab there. Take that off of there. Grab this one. Grab this one here. Put that on there. And like I said, you use your screwdriver just to give it a little cinch. A little cinch. Don't cinch that down, y'all. If you cinch it down, you'll never get it off there, and that's not any fun. That one's not any fun. So then I'm going to take, and I'm going to go back over here. It's going to come back this way, but then it's going to kick back that way. We're going to go back that way. Go back that way. Go back that way. Okay. So I'm thinking we're going to use, contemplating. I'm thinking white. We're going to go white, y'all. We're going to go white in the middle. We're going to go white in the middle here. So we're going to grab that white thread. Oh, no, I've got like a light blue. I've got like a really light, look at that blue. Is that not pretty? We're going to use that. We're going to use that for the quilting in the middle of it. We're going to use that for the quilting in the middle of it. Okay, so we're going to load this here. That's here. And so all we need right now is a straight stitch. All we need right now is that straight stitch. And I'm just going to use the width of the foot, y'all. I'm going to use the width of that foot. And what I'm going to do is, so I have this centered. I have this centered in this square here. Centered in the square. I'm going to pick that up. We're going to come here and we're going to start here. We're going to start right here and we're going to flip that to the other side. Flip that to the other side. Okay, so we're going to kind of center it on there, and you want to go right there at the edge. So we're going to come down this edge right there. We're going to stop. Take that off. Pick that up. And then right there where that stitch is right here, you're going to put the edge of your foot. You're always going to use the edge of your foot as you're starting and stopping, or as your lining point. Okay, you could actually go and draw lines if you wanted to. You don't need to. Just use the edge of your foot right there. And if you go over a little bit, that's okay, because we're going to put a satin stitch on the edge. We're going to put a satin stitch on the edge here. And go down. And again, you're lining it up with the stitch that you just did. Lining it up with that stitch that you just did. So then we'll come back here. You're always just coming back. Always coming back there, y'all. Come back that way. We're going to pull those threads back that way. And again, lining it up, putting it down. Get that one there. Come back this way. Lining that up there. Pop that down. Trim that off. Come back this way. Line it up there. And you're going a little further back every time, because going catty corner, is it catty cornered? Is that catty cornered? Whatever it is. Your stitches increase. Your stitches increase because the width increases there. Just remember, use your foot as your guideline. And you can do straight lines. As long as that first one's straight, you're good. Come back this way. If you have a laser pointer where your needle goes, sometimes that helps too. If you don't have a laser on your machine, check out HF. Cynthia put what HF is for me. But they have lasers that you can add to your machine. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. This is easier if your backing fabric is a different color than your top fabric. Makes it a little harder when you're a different size there. Pop it down, move over a little bit. Trim that one. Is it perfect? No. Does it have to be perfect? No. We're going to have a lot of threads to trim off here. A lot of threads to trim off here, but that's okay. Because I have this, it's kind of narrow. I have the needle all the way over to the edge. Right, keep stitching. Just keep going across. Keep going across. Instead, you're using the side of your foot as your guideline. Using the side of your foot as your guideline there, y'all. Come back here. And this is creating a mug rug outside of the hoop. You don't have to have an embroidery machine for this. You can create your own. Just create your own here. I just had an idea. Hold on, we're going to see if it works. I'm going to come this way. I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to stitch a little bit. Turn it back this way. No, that's not going to work because it is not in the middle. It is not in the middle. Yeah. I thought it was going to work, but it was not going to work. Not going to work. Okay, we're going to keep going. If I would have had the needle in the middle of the foot, that would have worked. But means I have the needle to the side of the foot, that's not going to work. Not going to work. Okay. Keep stitching. It takes a little bit to do it this way. Would have gone quicker if I wouldn't have done it to the side. See, me and my bright ideas, right? All right, but it's going to look cool. It is going to look cool here. Okay. Few more to go. Few more to go here. We're on a downhill row here. Once we get all these stitched, I'll come back over to the thing and I'll show y'all what it looks like and then show you the next step. I'll show you that next step as to what we're going to do. Trim that one off. We're getting close. Getting close. And again, what we did is we took, and I've got that needle off to the far right. And then as I'm stitching, I line it up with the previous stitch. Line it up with that previous stitch and you have kind of straight lines. I've got a couple of them that are not straight, but that's okay. It is okay. And then adding that extra piece of batting on top of the ant makes it pop up a little bit off the material. Makes it pop up a little bit, which is kind of cool. Gives it like a kind of a, I don't know, is it 2D, 3D, whatever we want to call it. Getting closer. Getting closer here. Good thing we didn't do a 10-inch block this way, right? Been like, okay. Let's get the coffee and have a whole cup of coffee by the time we were done stitching, right? By the time we were done stitching, be like, yeah, okay. Almost. Couple more stitches here. Couple more stitches here. Got one more stitch. Let's do one more stitch. We're going to do one more. Okay. Let's take it back over to the cutting mat so y'all can see what we've done. Let's come back over here. So what we've done, as you can see, we've taken and added quilting into the middle of it. Is that not cool? That not cool? So what we need to do now, we need to take our scissors. I'll hand it on to scissors, and we need to trim all those threads off there, because what we're going to do now is that satin stitch. I'm going to show y'all how to do a satin stitch. I'm going to show y'all how to do a satin stitch on your regular sewing machine, because you're like, I don't have satin stitch. Yeah, you do. You got a zigzag stitch? If you got a zigzag stitch, you got a satin stitch. You just got to modify it a little bit. And I'll explain to you guys how you modify that zigzag stitch a little bit to get that satin stitch, okay? We're going to trim these threads off here. Trim all these threads. Do we get it? Do we get it? It's like, nope. The threads are like, I don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to go nowhere. Makes me think of the cadence of in the military. I don't know. I've been told. I don't know. Back to my military days, right? Okay. Get that one off there. Okay, I think we have them all. There's one right there. Get out of there. That's mine. Boom. Get you out of there. Get you out of there. Okay. So now we have all those trimmed. That looks pretty cool, right? That looks pretty cool. How wide are your lines? So the lines are only maybe a 1/4 inch wide. Maybe a 1/4 inch wide because I have it on a 1/4 inch setting on the machine. So sorry I missed your comment there, Joanne. Sorry about that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back over to your sewing machine, and I'm going to show y'all how to do this satin stitch. Okay, this is what we're going to do around this. We're going to use some burgundy. We're going to use some burgundy. We're going to have some fun and make it pop. We're going to make that red pop right out of that ant. Okay, so let's come back over. I guess I got to pull y'all back over there. Back over to the sewing machine. We're going to come back in here. We're going to load the red. Let's load that red thread before we forget here. Loading that red thread. This is going to be cool. I'm excited. I'm excited. Who has fun just playing? We're just playing here, y'all. Was there a pattern for this? Nope. Did we create one? Yep. Kind of fun. Kind of fun, y'all. I like to wing it. I like to wing it and free thing. So what we're going to do first is we're going to do a zigzag stitch around it. So go choose your zigzag stitch. Let's choose a zigzag stitch here. So we're going to go into a zigzag. I'm going to grab that zigzag stitch. I'm going to increase the width of that zigzag stitch, y'all. So on that zigzag stitch, I'm going to go up. I like a big zigzag. I like a big zigzag. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and zigzag all the way around it just to get it in place. So we're going to get this in place here. Because if you notice on your patterns, they do that zigzag stitch first, okay? Once they do that zigzag stitch, that's kind of a placement stitch around the edge as to where it's going to do that satin stitch. So we're going to do that zigzag stitch all the way around it here. I'm going to turn it this way. And I always have my needle in the down position when I'm doing things like this. That way I can just pick it up and turn it. Just pick it up and turn it, y'all. So I'm going to come around this way. Then turn it this way. We need to go one more stitch. Turn it this way. Okay. Now we're come this way. And you're letting that machine pull. Let the machine pull the fabric. Don't push or pull it, okay? Especially when we get over to here to this satin stitch. You want to make sure that that machine is doing the work. You want the machine to do the work there. Okay, so we're going to stop there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to modify this zigzag stitch, okay? Because we've got the zigzag stitch here, but we're like, that's not a satin stitch. So what we're going to do is we are going to decrease the length, okay? The length is what the space in between there. So we're going to decrease that length all the way back down. We're going to go, let's go to 0.3, okay? We're going back to, well, let's go one more. We're going to go to 0.2. We want a cool satin stitch. We're going to leave the width. We still want the width at 7 millimeters. Now let's get that satin stitch. Like I said, you let the machine pull it. Let the machine pull it for you. And it's going to create that satin stitch for you. So you put that zigzag stitch down. And now you've decreased the length all the way down to 0.2 millimeters. Okay? You're down all the way to 0.2 millimeters. And now what it's doing is it's putting that satin stitch around the edge of your design. Okay? And with this red, it's going to make that pop off that ladybug pop out of there. It's going to make it be like, all right, I'm here. I am here. I am here. We're going to take and turn it this way. Oh my gosh, how cool is that? Is looking gorgeous. Looking gorgeous, looking gorgeous. And again, don't push or pull this, okay? Let the machine do it for you. Because if you push or pull this, especially on the satin stitch, you see, I'm not doing anything besides guiding it. If you push or pull, you're going to have gaps in your satin stitch. Okay? You don't want gaps in your satin stitch. You just want smooth satin stitches. And that's how just letting your machine do the pulling for you. Those feed dogs will pull it. Those feed dogs are very strong. what they're made for. Exactly what they're made for, y'all. We're going to get this stitched all the way around. Who's excited? I am having fun. This is too exciting. This is too exciting, y'all. Okay, so we're going to get all the way to here. We're going to stop there. We're going to turn. This is looking so good. This is looking so good, y'all. Get this going. And again, just guide it. Don't push or pull it. Just let it, just guide it in the right direction. I'm just lightly tapping on the fabric to keep it going in the right direction here, y'all. Just tapping in the right direction to keep it going in there. Just letting those feed dog pull. And if you have to, if your fabric's really thick or something, get your walking foot out. Because your walking foot will move it for you too. If you're having an issue with it moving like this, that means you've got a lot of layers or your fabric is a different kind of fabric. Some of your fabrics don't like to move under there either. And they have different feet. They have different feet for your machine. They have some, it's like a plastic kind of that helps it run smooth also. Helps it run smooth also. So you can get those on there. This is looking really, really pretty. And how cool is that? Who would have thunk you have a satin stitch on your machine and you didn't even know it? You got a satin stitch on your machine and you didn't even realize it. Kind of cool. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a decorative stitch around the edge of this. We're going to add a decorative stitch around the edge of this. I told you we're going to have some fun. This is fun. This is fun, y'all. Especially when you're creating your own design. You create your own design, you're like, let's add this. Okay, well, let's add this. It's a little fun. We can add that too. So, just play. Just kind of play with it, y'all. Just kind of play with it. Come here. Get close to the edge. Okay, let's stop that. I'll come back over here and let's look at what we did. Let's look at, oh my gosh, y'all. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all, look what happened. What did that do? That popped out that red. That popped out that red on that ladybug, right? How cool is that? That is, it's cool. It is very cool. Very cool. Teflon, yes, Barb, thank you. Teflon on there. So what we've done is we've added that satin stitch around with red and it made it pop. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, y'all. All right, let's go back over here because what we're going to do is we're going to add a decorative stitch. We're going to add a decorative stitch around the side. So y'all thinking you can do a mug rug in the or outside of the hoop now? I'm telling you, it's possible. It is possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here and I'm going to line it up. I'm going to line it up right there and I'm going to go in here. I'm going to grab, let's have a fun decorative stitch here. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. We're going to go, let's go, oh, decorative, yes. We're going to get that one off there. Let's do, let's do this. Okay, we're going to have some fun. Y'all ready for this? We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun. And I need to change that foot. We're going to pop that one off there. We're going to pop this one on there. That one. Some of these things take a different foot. Some of these things take a different foot. Okay. So once this stitches around, we'll see at the end. You're going to guess. I want y'all to see what it does at the end. This is going to be kind of cool. This is something that you can make because your machine has a lot of different decorative stitches. A lot of different decorative stitches on here, y'all. Turn that one this way. So now we're going to come down this way. Let's trim that one off. Come here, get that one started. Stitch around. So we're adding, this is kind of cool. It says, I love you. This one says, I love you all the way around. It'll say, I love you all the way around. Well, that's kind of cool. Go all the way to the end. Trim that off there. Turn it this way. Start there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing as we did on the back side of the other one. So on the back side of the other one, we did that envelope backing. We're going to do the exact same backing on this one as the envelope backing. So once this gets done stitching, I'll show you all the stitching. I'm excited. Oh my gosh, who's liking this? Can y'all see this? Oh my gosh, wait till you see this. I'll give you guys an up close here in a minute. Ah, this is exciting. This is exciting. I'm excited here, y'all. I'm excited. Sorry, I get excited on these things. Exciting, exciting. Exciting, exciting. The things that your machine can do. The things that your machine can do, y'all. Too much fun. Too much fun, y'all. And what it's doing, it's keeping in line here. Some of these decorative stitches can be hard to keep in line. But if you use the correct foot, this foot kind of keeps it in line too. So I need to get me some of those. I saw them at the local quilt shop, those Teflon feet. Because going across some of those materials, is fun. We're going to go a little bit further. Right there. Come this way. Okay. We're going to trim that off. Okay, let's look at what we just did. Oh my gosh, y'all, this is exciting. Oh, we've got 3 minutes on the puzzle piece. Get back there. Oh, try again. Try again. Sorry, hold on. We got a puzzle piece. Got it. Got it. Woo, that scared me. The puzzle pieces sometimes scare me. Okay, y'all, check that out. Look what we did. Look what we did around the side. Is that not cool? How cool is that? That is cool. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take this right here, and we're going to do the exact same thing we did on the other one. So we're going to take 2 pieces. We're going to take 2 pieces on the back side. We're going to take, and we're going red. We're going red. Why not? So we're going to take, and we're going to fold this in half. And they can be a little bigger because we can trim it afterwards. We can trim it afterwards. We're going to put that one there. And then and again, you're folding it wrong sides together on this, okay? So we're going to take and fold this one this way. We're going to put that one there, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a piece of tape. You know that medical tape we were using? We're going to do that. I got to find my painter's tape. I got a couple rolls of blue painter's tape, and it works really well. Works really well. It's right there somewhere. Come on. Oh, I got a couple pieces right here. We're going to reuse some tape here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put a piece of tape here. I'm going to put a piece of tape here. What I'm going to do, and then I'm going to flip it over. I like using the painter's tape best. Yeah, I agree. It does not gum up your needle. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over on the back, and we're going to stitch it all the way closed. Okay? We're going to stitch this all the way on all 4 sides. Let's go back over to the Avenir. And we're going to stitch this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the utility stitch, go into your here, and we're going to stitch all the way around. Stitch all the way around. Why are we going so slow? Stop. My machine is saying, what are you doing? That was weird. That was weird. Give it a reboot. It's like, hey, What are you doing? Do not turn off the machine even if the screen goes dark. Okay, we're not turning the machine off. We just want to stitch. We just want to stitch this. Sometimes you got to reboot your machine. Pick your needle up. We're going to let you move. Move away. We're going to go back over to sewing. Let's try this again. Try this again. Okay. So now we're going to put it back there. Okay. I need a reboot. Sometimes if your machine's messing up, just reboot it. Just reboot it. It'd be fine. And it's okay if you see batting and stuff on this side because it's all gonna be covered. It's all gonna be covered here. So oh, whoops. Turn it this way. Okay, back over to the cutting mat. Back over to the cutting mat. So we need to remove those pieces of tape that we added. Remove those pieces of tape over there. Good morning, Mima. How are you? How are you? How are you? And I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and use, that's hard. Like you want to make sure that you're not, the white thread on the back is like interesting to see. Interesting to see here. Come here. The doom. Trim this a little bit. And make sure you're not trimming your thread. Make sure you're not trimming your thread on there, y'all. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut those corners. Cut those corners off of there. We're going to trim the corner. But make sure you're not trimming the, I'm going to turn that iron back on too. Make sure you're not trimming the stitch. You don't want to trim your stitch on there. Get this one here. Okay. This one over here. I made a mess this morning, y'all. I made a mess. Okay. So coming back over here. Come back to the follow me. So we have this that we've created. We've got the fold here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop it out here. We're going to pop this one out here. We're going to push out those corners. Push out the corners here. And y'all, this one we just created right outside that hoop. Right outside the hoop, just with a regular sewing machine. And it still looks cool. It still looks cool, right? All y'all are going to go be making your own Mugrugs, mouse pads, and you can use whatever size you want. I used a 7-inch square and a 4-inch square in the middle of that. A 7-inch square and a 4-inch square. So let's give this a press. Make sure my iron's warm. We're going to give this a press here. And again, when you're pressing these, make sure that when you're pressing on the front side of the transfer, if you're using a transfer on that front side, make sure you're using that Teflon sheet to press it. Okay, so we're going to give this a press here. We're going to flip it over here. How cute is that? How cute is that? Give it a little best press here. Grab the Teflon sheet. And trust me, I've made the mistake of pressing on top of a transfer. And what happens is you end up having gunk on the bottom of your iron. You end up having gunk on the bottom of your iron. And I use a, it's like a metal wire brush that I use for my what you call it? For my cast iron skillets. And it works out pretty well. Works out pretty well. Okay. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Is that not cool? How cool is that? And then you have the back side. Do you have a video of this with the embroidery machine on? So flutters, all of mine replay. All of mine are replays there. So we have this. Then we have this one that we've made today. We've made this one today. We made this one today. Y'all, we got 5 of them made today. We got 5 of them made today. How cool is that? How cool is that? Is that not fun? That one is a lot of fun. That one is a lot of fun. What's on the plate for tomorrow? I forget. Zipper bags. We're doing zipper bags. And I'll tell you what, tomorrow what we'll do is we're going to do zipper bags in the hoop, and we're going to do zipper bags outside of the hoop. So we'll try and do both. We'll try and do both tomorrow too. We'll see if we have time. Hopefully have time. And I'm thinking about doing a box bag, because a box bag outside of the hoop, a box bag outside of that hoop tomorrow. So, but who had fun today? Who had fun today? I'm going to try. So what I'm going to do is, as you see, there's a quilt loaded. Awesome, Deb. Thank you. There is a quilt loaded. So what I plan on doing is I'm going to see if I can get that quilted. I have a couple ideas because it's got squares. So what I'm thinking about doing is doing some quilting on the edging here. And then I'm actually going to quilt the squares one at a time. So awesome, Melinda. Glad to hear. Glad to hear. Are you... Which other one, Joanne? Which other one? The are you talking about the what do you call it? The cutie frame? Yes, the cutie frame is up and listed. So that one is listed, so available. So, but it's shipping it is really not an option. So if you're local to me, give me a call. Give me a call. So, anyways, okay. So give me a follow if you're not following me. I will be back on tomorrow morning at 4:30, and the dog is going nuts. Blazer, come here. He's going nuts. I'll be back on tomorrow morning at 4:30 in the morning and sleep in. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if it's possible. I try to sleep in, and either me or the dog or somebody is there. So, but we'll be having zippers tomorrow. We'll be having zippers tomorrow. So we'll be doing a zipper bag. We'll do a zipper bag in the hoop, and then we're going to do one outside of the hoop. Maybe we'll do it reverse. Maybe we'll do the one outside of the hoop first, because I'm thinking a box bag. We're going to do a box bag on the zipper bag. So I do not like doing zippers, Miss Irie. Zippers are my, yeah. I'm like, yep. So, but yeah, give me a follow, y'all. Give me a follow. Come hang out tomorrow morning. I am in Arizona, so I am on Central Standard or Pacific Standard Time right now. So come hang out tomorrow morning. We will be doing those zippers at 4:30 in the morning. Yes, right, Irie? Exactly. So, but I do them so y'all can learn how to. I do them so y'all can learn how to. So, all right. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out. I will see y'all tomorrow morning, right? He does have zoomies, Deb. You are right. He does have the zoomies. So, all right. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. And thanks for hanging out. Thank you for hanging out, y'all.